Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, Part 1, text number 6.
So here we have the roof on the floor. Kamsahansa Prabhu is throwing it out the window, and Louisa Manidi is out there putting it on the trailer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, but this is gold. This is for our heating system.
Yeah, everything is used here and reused.
And the rest is going for the dump.
So here we are at Louisa's mother's new house. It's not new, but for her it's new. And here's the garden. It's mainly just this big lawn, grass and some few bushes and trees, apple trees and things. This is mostly from the outside. And now I'll go inside. Welcome. So first we have a bathroom. And a bedroom. And then the living room. A good wood burner there. Some dinner facilities. This is the same room we just saw. It's the kitchen. That's also a wood burner. Then we have a door there to the outside. And there's a nice place here to make a winter garden. And then we go upstairs. Little hallway here. And the first room. Small room. 2 beds. And there's the view. Next bedroom. And there you out there. And last bedroom. Right here. Also a wood burner. Sleeping couch. There's the view from here. And there's windows also over here. So this is the house. Hare Krishna. How are you doing?
We're harvesting the red beets.
Yes.
It's time to take them up, so we take off the top and we save that for a lot of good stuff here. Needs to be sorted for shack or whatever.
Yeah, actually using some of it now in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's very healthy and good tasting.
There's so much, right? You have the red beets underneath, but also these tops are so tasty and so healthy.
We're going to put them in these big boxes, and then we are going to put sand on top.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put them in our new cooler room, our big cooler room.
Yeah, we'll show that later also.
Yeah, it's all almost ready to be taken into use. So that's what we're doing now, harvesting all the red beets and perhaps other stuff.
You're so lucky with the weather, huh?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Sun is shining here.
I need to take the stuff off also. It's getting too hot actually. So yeah.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here we have Louisa Manidi on her knees in the fields. How are you doing?
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Krsna. What are you harvesting there?
The last beans.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few of them can be used for sabji, but most of them is for seeds for next year.
They're too old now, or what?
Yeah, I leave the last of the crops so they can reproduce.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
for next year.
So it's organic seeds from last year, and we can use again.
Nice. So I just show you an overview of what is left of our fields here. Still some. The corn is, we harvested all the corn, but the plants are still there. You can see in the background. We still have some kale there, and this kind of kale we harvested all of it and made sauerkraut. These are the squash plants, we harvested all of them. Plenty of carrots left, we'll harvest soon. And some celery. Is it called celery in English?
Celery?
Celery, yeah.
Oh, actually, that's pastinac.
This is pastinac,
Yeah.
okay. Yes.
Pepperroot, pastinac.
Okay, so this is pastinac. Just see how much I
Celery
know,
is
how
down there.
little. The celery is over there, that's what's
Yeah,
over here.
celery.
Root celery, yeah. And what was that dish you said?
It's pepperroot. It's
Oh,
called
yeah, pepperroot, yeah. Yeah,
Pepperroot.
pepperroot. I don't think it's called pepperroot, but pepperroot. And some flowers. And here we have some strawberry plants. No more strawberries, I guess. There are at least, there's some, but they're not. I don't think they're so palatable now. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Kamsanjabu. What are you doing?
Hare Krishna. I'm harvesting walnuts, and they are in like this gooey thing. They're laying on the ground, and the outer shell is rotting,
Yeah.
and inside is the walnut. So we're gonna pick them, then we're gonna clean them, and then we're gonna dry them. And we got two trees. We got this one here, and you can see up there they're still green, looking like that, and then they're getting more brownish. They drop, and the outer shell is rotting on the ground like that.
Yeah.
So we got another big one down there. So I'm doing that now, and later on we're going to probably going to harvest the carrots. One bed of the carrots.
How do you like living on the farm?
It's great. I like it. I like being in touch with Mother Earth. That's wonderful. I had my own garden previously to moving here.
You were living in a house with a garden, and also you had a...
Yeah, I had a garden house, Kolonihave,
Yeah.
up in Frederiksværk.
Mhm.
Wonderful garden up there. So I love being in contact with.
I'm new at it, but I like it also.
Yeah, it gives you like kind of you're grounded. You're getting like it's very good in this modern society. Everything is electronic, this and that. So getting your fingers down into the ground, it's really wonderful.
You're one of the eldest in a sense, being a devotee for many years in Denmark, still active. What kalpa did you join in?
Well, I joined a little less than nearly 40 years ago.
40 years.
Yeah, in '84,
Yeah.
in Østerbro, Soldalen Temple. We had at that time, and it's a long time ago. It was a little quite different mood that time.
Yeah, in what
Everything
sense?
was very centered on book distribution. So very strong. The North European zone under Hare Swami Vishnupad, and book distribution and book publishing was stressed a lot. So in Denmark we had both. We had a few devotees doing translating the books. Former Panchamukha, now Gaura Hari Prabhu, was doing that. And a little later on Krsna, the center in this part of the world for book production, we had Mathuresh and Paragyan Prabhus being engaged. So there was a few others also, Vaishnavis engaged in it up there. So yeah, and all the while we just did quite a number of books in Denmark at that time.
So after Soldalen, what happened then?
We moved to Kongens Tværvej, Frederiksberg.
Yeah.
In let me see, that was 87.
Was that like a villa house or?
That was a villa, an
Yeah.
old big villa,
Uh-huh.
and it was bigger. We needed a bigger place, and at the same, no, that was back in time in '86. We kind of expanded with. We had the temple in Soldalen, and then we got the farm in the Høyrup in southern Jutland.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got the first center in Aarhus, in Hasle. We
Mhm.
had a temple in September, right?
Yeah.
So we expanded and we had 3 places at that, just in '86.
Yeah.
And then the
But you were
smart-
mostly on the farm there, or that?
No, well, I was in the temple in the beginning, but then I was like all the Sankirtan devotees were divided into all 3 projects, because that was the main income at that time. We didn't have a big congregation back
Yeah.
in the mid '80s.
Yeah.
So it was book distribution was the main income. So we had like I think 3 Sankirtan devotees staying in Copenhagen, and 3 were allocated to the farm, and 3 to Aarhus.
Mm.
And we had I think it was Das Avatar, East German devotee, who was taking over the farm in the early beginning. It had a few leaders there, and Harai Prabhu was down there all the time doing the farming.
Yeah.
And Chiranjeev Prabhu went to Aarhus. He came to Denmark in '85 and took as a Sankirtan leader. He took over the Sankirtan from Priyaratha Prabhu from Sweden.
Mhm.
And then when Aarhus was established, Chiranjeev became the TP there with a few devotees.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And then after that, Bavneholm in Benstrup?
Bavneholm came in '93. We got Bavneholm
Yeah.
and moved there.
That where I joined. Was
Yeah,
where I joined.
yeah. That was a 10-year period, I think.
Yeah.
Around 2003, we moved back into Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And you were very much a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 years, and that was the peak of the Hare Krishna movement in Denmark. That was around that time, 95, 96. We were around 50 devotees living up there.
Yeah.
And Sankirtan was still strong, and you became one of the main book distributors at that time, and so you know how strong
At
it
one
was.
point, we were 3 male devotees parties and 2 Madhya parties traveling around Denmark,
Yeah.
distributing books.
Right.
A lot of books was distributed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And back in mid 80s, we went to Norway for Christmas marathon together, and we distributed so many books at that time. And in I think it was 85, we became number 2 in the whole world book distributor. We were a small temple.
Mhm.
It was only like 2 Norwegian devotees distributing, plus some Danish.
Nice.
We were number 2 in the world,
Mhm.
and so that was quite something.
And now we have a complete new chapter here.
We have a new chapter
farm.
here. We got a new farm, and we hope this will become more long-lasting than the previous one.
Definitely. Yeah.
Things have changed a lot, and of course this is a pioneer stage, but everything has a pioneer stage, and
Yeah.
we've seen history like from New Vrindavan. What happened there in the beginning, it was a very, very modest start, but it developed into a huge
Mm.
project with so many devotees and cows and all kinds of things going on. So we are doing that now, laying the foundation and hoping
Yeah.
more will join, and so we can.
The place is almost perfect for it.
It's
It
a
is.
wonderful
Very
place.
nice place.
Yeah.
Jai Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.